So, of course, people are going to start counting the cost of the floods in KwaZulu-Natal. There's going to be a lot of insurance claims for those who are, in fact, insured. So, how do you do it? What do you do? Let's bring in Mtho Maphumelo, Senior Associate at Adams & Adams Insurance Division. Thank you so much for your time this evening. I'm just wondering, I mean, we're looking at short-term insurance and we're looking at everything from businesses, personal houses, cars, personal possessions, household contents. Generally, do all of those policies have some sort of claim for flooding?
Good evening to you and to your viewers. Thank you for having me. Yes, generally, if one has proper policies in relation to the insured risks that have now, materialized in the KZN, and that risk, the pertinent risk here being the risk of flooding and heavy rains, then unless there is a specific exclusion or an implied exclusion, then there should be payouts in terms of the relevant policies.
What if someone's lost all form of identification and literally their house has slid down a hill and they've lost everything? How difficult is it to claim? How much does the insurer make it easy for those people to claim, or does it depend on who you're insured with?
In most of these policies and in the law of contract in general, there is an element of good faith. So if you can, the insurers or the insurance companies are fully aware of the current situation and the effects of that, or the result of that being the identity documents being destroyed, and all the relevant documents may not be available or readily available. But I think then it becomes that point of trying to see if certain claims are not fake, or they are not done in with some dishonesty. So long as there can be they can verify the identity of the claimants or the insureds, then they shouldn't using the argument of good faith, it shouldn't really be an issue to claim. Yeah.
We've also seen images of not just houses destroyed, but the actual plot of land that the house was sitting on is gone. Does general insurance cover for actually losing the piece of land, because you probably wouldn't be able to build there again?
Okay, so on most of homeowners related insurance, there is usually a specific exclusion for floodings, so in those particular instances, then it may be a difficult situation to successfully claim from your insurer. But there are also instances where, the homeowners are specifically insured for such incidents, and therefore the insurers cannot escape liability in those particular circumstances.
Tell me something, is the insurance sector bracing for a massive influx of claims from KwaZulu-Natal? What's the talk in insurance circles?
I do not think it is, a good position to be in, to be quite honest. Fortunately, most, or I would like to think 99% of the insurance companies do have what we refer to as reinsurance in place. So they are also insured just in case they run short of funds and run short in terms of their reserves financially. So then they can be able to claim from their insurer and be able to uphold their legal obligations to the insured individuals, insured businesses, and all their clients.
I mean, it's been a rough time for insurance companies. There were many death claims due to COVID-19 and loss of income claims as well. Just how tough are things in the insurance industry at the moment?
Those claims that you are referring to, they became quite, big claims in most instances, and there were a lot of those claims, the business interruption claims, and some of which are still ongoing, some of which may end up in court if necessary. Because to date we still do get queries and some legal opinions around that particular topic. So that is still also the case. There were also the issues of looting last year, July. Fortunately for those specifically, CESREA could come into play and be able to make the necessary payout, which are still also ongoing themselves.
Yeah,
now,
so there's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's astonishing. I have one last question to ask you. We have heard that quite a few people who have died in these floods were motorists, people crossing, taking risks, crossing at flooded bridges. If you've lost your car because you were driving recklessly through a flooded bridge, can you be denied by your car insurance?
That's a very interesting question because we are going to definitely see those particular instances. So we have to look at a particular fact, the details and the circumstances of that particular incident. But then what can end up happening? To start with, we've got to remember that you as an insured person or individual, you have a duty to mitigate your loss. So you shouldn't be contributing or assisting the peril to materialize and let you suffer the loss. In some of those cases, we may see instances where then we end up with the situation where you take a particular percentage of the blame or responsibility, and we refer to that as an apportionment of damage, or rather damages, sorry. So the insurer is going to say that your car was insured to this value. However, due to you having contributed to the materialization of the insured risk, you are going to shoulder, say, 30%, 40%, or whatever percentage that they deem applicable and reasonable.
Thank you so much. Great chatting to you, Mtho Maphumelo, a Senior Associate at Adams & Abbon.